Products. Telungu? Started. The video started. Good evening, everybody. A warm welcome to you. I am Dr. Vinod Kumar. I am a dermatologist and cosmetologist from Chennai. I am practicing in Chromepet for the past 14 years in Chennai. So I did my graduation MBBS from JIPMA, Pondicherry, and post-graduation dermatology, venereology, and leprosy again in JIPMA. Then I did my fellowship in HIV medicine at Government Hospital of Thoracic Medicine. Then later on, I did MD Forensic Medicine from Madras Medical College. And now I'm practicing as a dermatologist. I'm having my own clinic in Chromepet for the past 14 years. So nowadays, because of the corona pandemic and the lockdown situation, I am consulting patients by WhatsApp only. WhatsApp or through Facebook Messenger, social media. So what is the procedure I'm following is patients have to call me on my number, cell phone number, and they have to tell their problem. What is it? A problem? The duration, and I'll be asking them to send photographs of the skin lesions. So one distant photograph that is 1 feet or 2 feet away, and one close shot. So this is enough to diagnose a skin lesion. And further, they can send their name, age, along with the photograph. And payment of fees can be done by Google Pay, Phone Pay, or by net banking. I can share my account details for that. So after that, I'll be writing the prescription on my prescription pad, and I'll be uploading the prescription and talking to them by phone how to take the medicine, what is the diagnosis, treatment, and what are the precautions they have to follow. So this is a procedure I've been following for the past 9 months because of the lockdown. Still, I'm following this procedure only. So my phone number is 9447867753. I repeat 9447867753. And the time to call is between 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. all days of the week. And my email ID is pv25kumar@gmail.com. At Gmail. That is at gmail.com. So P for Pondicherry, V for Vinod. pv25kumar@gmail.com. Okay, going on to today's topic. That is about acne care, acne and acne care for the public. So first we'll discuss about what is acne, or then we go on to what is the types of acne, clinical presentations, how they present, so what are the problems people having acne they suffer from, how to treat acne. We go on to some tips how to manage acne and how to prevent scarring in acne. So what is acne or pimples? So acne, otherwise known as pimples in layman's terms, it is caused by the blockage of the pilosebaceous glands. Normally, our face is oily. So acne usually occurs over the face. It can occur over the neck, chest, or back. The face especially, why? Because it contains many oily glands. These oily glands are known as pilosebaceous glands, and there is sebum in it. Sebum is the oily secretion. So when the sebum level increases in these glands in certain individuals due to stress or any other precipitating factor, so it can clog the skin pores, and that can result in a microcomedone or a acne. These comedones are called microcomedones. Then it further becomes comedones, which can be open or closed comedones, blackheads and whiteheads. That is called acne. And further, there can be inflammation surrounding these comedones, which can lead to pus formation, pustules, And later, acne can be severe, acne conglobata or nodulocystic acne, where we get nodules and cysts. In these cysts or nodules, we get a cheesy white material, keratin. So this is the brief about the pathophysiology of acne. So this acne, when it occurs over the face, it causes a cosmetic disfigurement for the individual, especially teenagers, adults, and young girls. It becomes very unsightly, and they feel low in confidence, low self-esteem. They go into a depressed state. They can't go out of the house because they think what people think about them. They'll be looking at their faces. They think that people might be staring at them. So this causes the inferiority complex and depression, for which they can undertake counseling. And that is why acne should not be what you call left aside, as it's a common disorder. It need not be treated. Many people ask if some patients come with other skin problems, pigmentation, or any fungal infection, and they come with acne also. And I tell, do you want to get the acne treated? They say that no, it's common, it occurs, and it goes off. I don't want to treat the acne. They don't realize the importance of the acne treating when it is very mild or moderate. Otherwise, can lead on to scarring. It becomes very severe. Still, people don't realize that even mild, moderate, or severe, acne has to be treated, and it depends on the individual who's suffering from acne. Only he knows the uh, how he's suffering the pain, and because of this, he's feeling depressed, low mood, mood swings, and all. Okay, so now acne, when it occurs, what age it occurs? Is it familial, genetic? Yes, acne is familial. It runs in families. A parent having severe acne, he can pass on to his children. And similarly, age group. Usually, people think acne occurs in the adult age, but acne or pimples can occur in the newborn child. That is neonatal acne or infantile acne in infants because of the transfer of hormones from the mother to the child and the formation of the sebaceous glands, which occurs after birth. So, because of the gland activity which increases after birth, uh, newborns and infants can have pimples, but these are usually self-limiting. They resolve on its own. They don't require any treatment. Then we have the mid-childhood acne, that is from 18 months, 1.5 years to 7 years, and the pre-adolescent acne from 8 to 12 years. Then after that, adolescent acne from 12, that is 13 to 18 years. So these are the various age groups where acne or pimples can occur, and usually the mid childhood, that is what I told, the 18 months to 7 years, is very rare age group where acne can occur. It is also due to hormonal changes, increased surge of hormones, especially the androgens, testosterone hormone, which can lead to acne. So as I told, the acne, you can have lesions, blackheads, whiteheads, inflammation, redness, erythema, pustule lesions, nodules, cysts over the face. So it can cause pain to the individual. And one precaution we have to take is, what are the precautions to be taken when you're having such acne? Is you should not pick the acne. That is, you should not fiddle with acne with the fingers or with some other object, because that can cause a bacterial infection and it can lead to scarring. You should not try to extract or remove the acne with your fingers. That can lead to scarring. So just let the acne heal by what your doctor, what your dermatologist has prescribed. So before that, we'll go to other conditions where acne can occur. That is drugs causing acne. Drugs, that is medicines, oral medications. such as medicines taken for tuberculosis, anti-tuberculosis treatment, like isoniazid can cause acne, anti-epileptic drugs, that is drugs taken for seizure disorder, like phenytoin or hydantoin, can lead to acne. Then we have this oral contraceptive pills, birth pills, which can lead to acne. And further now, recently the epidermal growth factors drugs, this based on this epidermal growth factors, they can lead to acne. And commonly, the steroid abuse of steroid, corticosteroids, especially oral or topical steroids. Nowadays, over the counter, you can buy a steroid cream, and people start applying just because the pharmacist or the neighbor told you apply steroids over your face. The pigmentation may go off, your skin becomes soft, smooth. But they don't understand that steroids can lead to atrophy of the skin, shrinkage of the skin, atrophy, telangiectasia, thinning of the skin, photosensitivity. So, you should never apply steroid creams over the face unless indicated by a dermatologist. That is called steroid acne, where you find acneiform like eruptions, monomorphic lesions over the face. So, acne does it occur over the face only? It can occur over the neck, chest, the shoulders, the upper back, and the arms. It's called truncal acne. Then, occupation can also be a source for acne. That is, people working in chemical factories, floor acne it is called, or working in oil refineries, tar, they can get acne. Then, then girls, young girls or women using cosmetics, lot of cosmetics, foundation, creams over the face, and they can also get acne. So these are the various conditions we can get acne. Now going on to the treatment of acne or pimples. If an individual is having mild acne, that is a blackhead or whitehead, without any inflammation, then there are topical therapies there, as well as oral medication. So topical therapy, we have antibiotics and retinoids. Retinoid group of drugs, that is creams or ointments, which are usually applied in the night to prevent photosensitivity. And the antibiotic cream is there, which you can apply in the morning or twice daily also. Then oral medicines are there. Antibiotics should be prescribed. The macrolide group of antibiotics. Then doxycycline, other like antibiotics can be given. But they should be taken with the prescription of the dermatologist only. It should not be taken over the counter directly. That is why I'm refraining from telling the names of these drugs. Just remember to consult a dermatologist whenever you get even a mild acne or a moderate acne. But many times we see when a patient gets severe acne only, he goes to a dermatologist. That should be avoided. And don't seek medication from the over the counter, that is without doctor's prescription. And don't go to a general practitioner if you're having acne. You waste a lot of time. He gives a half baked treatment. Then you realize that your lesions are not responding. Then you waste a month of treatment. Then you come back to the dermatologist and you expect him to cure your acne within 2 weeks or within a month, which is impossible. So always go to a dermatologist, consult a dermatologist nearby. And if you're not satisfied with dermatologist, you can have a second opinion. But you should always go to a dermatologist for skin problems, not only acne. That is my advice. Okay. Going on to the treatment for uh, moderate acne, severe acne. Again, topical antibiotics, that is creams and ointments, gels can be given, light. Then oral antibiotics. So apart from oral antibiotics, there are hormonal treatment. There are some certain tablets are there, especially people who are having polycystic ovarian disease (PCOS). So they present with hirsutism, that is facial hair, acne, weight gain. So for them, hormonal treatment can be prescribed. That is based on the dermatologist prescription only. So these are the various modalities of treatment of acne. So what happens when you treat the acne, the lesions subside, it can leave a pigmentation or a scar. Suppose it leaves a pigmentation, it's a hyperpigmentation usually. There are creams and ointments to resolve the hyperpigmentation. And for the scar, there are treatments for scar, scar reduction, like microdermabrasion, using laser, then derma rollers, microneedling, subcision, scar and help in collagen formation. So these are the various modalities for treating scar and pigmentation. Now, so we'll go on to some questions which I received last week by mail. Frequently asked questions in acne. Is acne familial or genetic? Does acne run in families? Yes, I've answered. It can run in families. Whenever I eat chocolate, sweets, or eggs, I get acne. So, is there any relation to food causing acne? Actually, in the text or the review of literature, there is no relation. That's what we have told. But if some patients think that this food or this non-vegetarian food or fried items are causing acne, severe acne to them, some people say, some patients have said to me that they get acne after eating eggs. So what I tell them, I don't say you because if you say that it is not cause also, they think acne is due to eating eggs or sweets or chocolates. So I ask them to refrain from eating them for a period of time and then see whether acne lesion appears or not. So why should I treat acne? So one patient is asked from Delhi. As I told, many people think that there's no need to treat acne. They think it will go and will come and go by itself. If it's a mild form of acne, regular cleansing of the face will can remove the acne without any further treatment. But moderate to severe acne has to be treated. You should get your acne treated. What should I do to prevent scarring due to acne? To prevent scarring, you should not pick the acne. You should not fiddle with the acne with your fingers. Try to extract the nodule or cyst with your fingers or with any object that can lead to scarring. And if bacteria present over the fingers, this can lead to infection also. And as such, there is bacteria, Propionibacterium acnes, usually presents in moderate to severe acne with inflammation. So you should not try to pick the acne. So one patient has asked, how long is the treatment? So treatment varies from individual to individual, usually up to 3 months, 1 to 3 months initially. So patients should follow. So I usually ask my patients to follow up every 3 weeks or 1 month. And the main problems I face is while treating patients with acne is the compliance or adherence to treatment and the way they apply the ointments or gels or creams. Most of the times they call me and sometimes they call me and tell that acne, not even one lesion or a few lesions have resolved after applying for 2 or 3 weeks. Then I say, did you apply daily 2 times gel or ointment which I prescribed? Then they say I had applied for 1 week. Then the ointment is costly. I couldn't buy. Or I went to my native place. I lost the prescription. So many reasons I'll give. So this compliance or adherence to treatment is very important as people take it very lightly. They don't adhere to treatment. They adhere to treatment by then within 3 months you can have complete resolution of the lesions and scarring can also be minimized. So how to apply the creams? Very good question. So creams you do not apply like a paste. One fingertip unit which we call it is a fingertip. You should cut your nails, wash your hands before and wipe it with the towel. Then one fingertip unit. That is the tip of the finger. This much cream or ointment is enough to cover the entire palm that they say. So entire face you can cover the lesion. You do not apply like a paste. And it should you should apply in circular motion slowly. You should not rub it vigorously because it may cause a stinging or burning sensation, especially the retinoids which you apply in the night time. So be very careful. Always just dab it or apply it lightly in circular motions. Why my acne or pimples is coming again and again, even after treatment? So this is a sad story of treatment of acne keeps occurring again and again. Why? Because of the presence of the sebaceous glands, pilosebaceous unit. Although the lesions have resolved, but still, because of the hot and humid climate or keep on sweating, the face becomes oily again and again. So that's why you get acne again and again. Unless there is complete shrinkage of the pilosebaceous glands, then only acne won't come again. And many times it takes around 25, more than up to 30 years. People can have acne. After 30 to 35 years, usually starts subsiding. So why to treat acne is to prevent scarring. If you don't treat, acne can get worse and get severe, then scarring might occur. Can acne occur in childhood or even in newborns? I've answered. Does increased stress cause acne? Yes, stress can play a major part in increasing your acne or pimples. So being stressful can flare up an acne. And even before the periods, girls and women, that is called premenstrual acne because of the hormonal surge, they'll get acne. And after that, after treatment, it will subside. And this is one of short note written by my young female patient. When I get acne, I don't feel like going out. I feel as though all people are looking at my face and making fun of me. I am depressed. How to cope up in this situation? This is again a very sad story of treating acne in patients because of the severe acne and the recalcitrant acne. The face becomes unsightly, and the individual feels low in self-confidence, low self-esteem. He doesn't want to step out of the house because he thinks that people will stare at him and ask him, why your face is like that. They may make fun of him or her. So they become depressed. So they need counseling. As a dermatologist, we can give them counseling. So this acne will stay during the teenage years or maybe up to 30. After that, it will resolve. And there is treatment for acne. Need not worry. The treatment, you can treat the scars also by lasers. So don't worry. And still they are feeling depressed, having mood swings. You can refer them to a psychiatrist or psychologist. You can counsel them better. Then some people have asked what soap to use for acne, any moisturizers to use for acne. Well, if the skin becomes very dry, especially while using these retinoid creams and antibiotic creams, skin can become dry. Then moisturizers can be used. moisturizers meant for acne patient, not the normal moisturizers which we use. So that will be prescribed by a dermatologist. And soap, what I say is they can use a normal soap what they're using regularly. Uh, and soap, there is not much. You can use soap or face wash which you use regularly, but it should not cause acne. I mean, there are some face washes containing salicylic acid or which can be used washing your face. So actually the main thing is to keep your skin dry, not too dry, because if it's oily, then again the sebaceous glands may be blocked, may be clogged, skin pores may be blocked. So better keep your face dry, keep washing your face at least twice or thrice daily. That will in fact prevent further increase in acne. So I think I've covered uh, most parts in treatment of acne and acne care. Any further questions we can answer? So further questions you can ask me by calling my number 9444786753, and you can also mail to me. My email ID is pv25kumar@gmail.com. I'll be happy to answer your questions. So I'm fluent in English, Tamil and Hindi. So people can ask me in Tamil. तमिल केल्वी केட்கலாம், फोन பண்ணி கேட்கலாம், और हिंदी में भी मैं फ्लुएंट हूँ. तो जो पेशेंट मुझे हिंदी में बात करना चाहते हैं वो भी आके बात कर सकते हैं, अपनी समस्या का बयान कर सकते हैं. तो उनका हल ढूंढने में मैं बिल्कुल कोशिश करूँगा. So with that, I think I can call it a day. I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to present such a wonderful topic, such an important topic that is on acne care. Thank you. Record பண்ணி
ரெக்கார்ட் அதான் நான் என்ன சொல்றேன், நம்ம வெறும் பேஜை ஷேர் பண்ணிடலாம் சார்.